Chapter 33. How much information do they know? What exactly did you tell them? Ernie asked. I didn't give exact numbers, Mike said. We didn't know much beyond the 25 families here. I didn't mention anything other than the wall and the homes on the property. But when Sheila overheard them telling the others where we were heading and what we had, I knew we were in trouble. He rubbed his face. I couldn't let them keep broadcasting that. So when they stepped out of the car, I pulled a wire loose, just enough to kill the signal but make it look like the radio died on its own. Ernie nodded. Smart. Risky, but smart. But they still have an idea of how many people they think they can expect here? Ernie asked. Yes, Mike said. I'm afraid so. And they know about the gate, the wall, the homes, the solar. I'm sure they guessed there'd be supplies. No one builds all this out here without having something worth taking. Let's go in, Ernie said. The gate's still on manual unlocked, so the alarms will sound if anyone tries to open it. There's something you need to hear. They followed him into the house. Ben stayed close, unsure what to think, but the hum under his skin pulled him forward anyway. Inside, Skye was in the kitchen making coffee for the new arrivals. She glanced at Ben, then at the pot, a silent question. He gave a small nod. She mirrored the angle of his head without realizing it, and he mirrored her back. The hum eased. Ernie saw it. He didn't understand it, but something in his chest tightened. Since Ernie hadn't dismissed her, Skye sat with the rest of the group around the large table. Where is everyone else? Mike asked. They should have come out when you guys did. Everyone has the same alarm. Ernie lowered his head. Dead. They were all turned. We had to kill the ones outside when we arrived just hours ago. No one was left, Mike. It's just us. Mike's jaw tightened, not fear, but the grim acceptance of a man who'd seen combat. How? Ernie shook his head. Mike. I don't know exactly how it started. But when we got here, everyone was already outside. That tells me someone was bitten out in the yard, hit it, and turned before anyone realized what was happening. Once the first one turned, it spread fast. Everyone ran outside, right into it. The whole thing happened out there. Mike exhaled slowly. So if I'd let those men in, they would have killed us. Ernie leaned forward, voice firm and absolute. No. Those men wouldn't have had time to hurt anyone. They would have walked straight into hell. Mike nodded once, the soldier in him accepting the tactical truth. When we arrived, the whole damn yard was full of zombies, Ernie said. If you had gotten here before us, you would have driven right into that. You and your family would have been trapped in the car with nowhere to go. Those men wouldn't have walked into a fight, they would have walked into a nightmare. Mike nodded again, jaw set. Then we got lucky. Ernie softened. I'm glad you made it. You're a welcomed sight. He put a hand on Mike's shoulder. Skye handed out coffee to the adults, leaving cream and sugar on the table. She sat with her own cup while the kids watched a movie in the next room. Mike rubbed his face. We prepared for this. Even when we thought it was stupid, we had plans. I don't understand. Skye spoke quietly but firmly. Put yourself in their situation. Someone gets bitten. They hide it. They turn fast. People hear screaming, rush outside. By the time they realize what's happening, it's too late. So here's the real question, would you do the right thing? Would you have been able to kill one of yours if bitten? Your wife? Your kid? Yourself? Mike stared at her. Who are you? And why would you ask something like that? No. I wouldn't kill them. I couldn't. Then you just sentenced your whole house to death, Skye said. And possibly us. Speaking of that, we should check everyone for bites or scratches. She looked at Ernie. The kid's right, Ben said. We can't get slack on checking people. Too many factors in people hiding wounds, or others hiding them until it's too late. Ernie stood. You heard it. Take off your clothes. Your wife and kids can go with Letty. But we can't let this go. But you know us, Mike said, not offended, just confused. Because you just said you wouldn't kill anyone bitten, Ben said. Which means if someone is, you wouldn't tell. Mike's wife was already standing to follow Letty. Ernie nodded. Take Sky with you. I don't want anyone alone until they're checked. Sky got up and followed Letty into the next room. After everyone returned with the all clear, they sat again. So who are your friends here? Mike asked. I know you said you didn't have family. This is Skylar, Letty, Fred, and Ben, Ernie said. Mike nodded toward the other room. This is Sheila, my wife. The kids are Joey and Gina. Sky leaned forward. Can I ask you another question? Sure, kid, Mike said. Have you or your family been exposed to the zombie goo? Or even the rain when this started? Mike frowned. Yes. We were at a game. We got soaked. Got very ill. But we ended up okay. Sky nodded. That's good. If you survived the sickness, you're immune, mostly. You can still turn if bitten or scratched, so keep that in mind. But the goo shouldn't make you sick again. Not that I've seen. Kid, I'm not sure why that matters, Mike said. Why don't you go hang out with my kids and let the adults talk? Sky slammed her hands on the table, making him jump. She looked at Ernie, then turned and walked into the kitchen. Ben surprised himself. Sir, the kid may look young, but he knows his stuff. He helped me and my men through the sickness. If it wasn't for that kid, we wouldn't have made it. Mike scoffed. Ernie's voice dropped low. Mike, that's enough. He knows more than any of us put together. And I am Sky's father. Old girlfriend before the army. Found out right before everything hit the fan. Sky froze in the kitchen doorway, the lie still strange to hear, even though it was the plan. Ben nodded slightly. He'd heard the same story at the hospital. Ernie turned to Ben. What are the chances your men would be willing to come here and help us? We'll need everyone we can get when the time comes. They can stay here. You too. I'm not sure, Ben said. I can call them on the radio and test the waters. They haven't seen the place. I sent them back to the hospital before heading here. This mission was my own. Ernie studied him but didn't push. He suspected it had something to do with Sky, and he'd keep an eye on the man until Sky was comfortable enough to reveal her secret. Mike looked confused about the mention of Ben's men. They're soldiers, Ernie said. 5 more. Not many. But a lot of experience. Mike nodded. Yeah. We may need it. Ernie stood. It's been a long day. Let's regroup in the morning. Mike nodded, military calm returning. Agreed. He gathered his family and headed to their own house across the yard. Fred followed them out. Letty paused in the doorway. For a heartbeat, she and Ernie both felt a faint tug, something neither understood, both instantly pushing off. She slipped out after Fred. The house fell quiet. Sky stayed in the kitchen, back turned. Ben could feel her from across the room, the hum tugging at him like a hook behind his ribs. Ernie watched him watch her. Ben, he said quietly. Stay a minute. Ben froze. Yes, sir. Ernie leaned on the table. You followed us earlier. Ben didn't deny it. Yeah. I did. Why? Ben swallowed. Because something keeps telling me I need to be around you guys. And because I shouldn't have treated the kid the way we did. Ernie nodded once. That apology needs to go to Sky. Not me. Ben looked toward the kitchen again. The hum pulled. He clenched his jaw. Ernie saw it. He didn't understand it, but he saw it. And Ben, Ernie added, voice steady, I won't stand for you or your men treating him like that again. Ben nodded. Understood. Ernie exhaled. Good. Now, you need a place to sleep. Ben blinked. Yeah. I didn't think that far. Ernie jerked his chin toward the living room. Couch is yours. Ben looked at it. It was small. Narrow. Old. He was 6 feet 7 inches. He tried not to react. Ernie smirked. It's that or the floor. And you're not sleeping upstairs. Ben didn't argue. He knew exactly why. Sky was up there. I'll make it work, he said. Ernie nodded. Good. Sky stepped out of the kitchen then, stopping when she saw them. The hum hit Ben like a punch. She started to back away. No, Ernie said gently. It's okay. We're done for tonight. Sky nodded and headed for the stairs. Ernie's posture shifted to match hers without thinking, the mirror snapping into place. He pushed it off. Ben watched her go, the hum settling only when she disappeared from sight. Ernie caught the look and filed it away. Get some sleep, he said. We'll regroup in the morning. Ben nodded and lowered himself onto the too small couch, knees hanging off the end. Ernie turned off the lights, leaving only the soft glow from the kitchen. Outside, the compound was quiet. Inside, the tension hummed under the surface. And somewhere down the road, 5 soldiers were driving toward them, bringing help.